Hello, and welcome back to Podcast with a K. I'm your host, Carla with a K. You're listening to WECS 90.1 FM or wherever it is that you get your podcasts. And this is a very, very exciting episode for yours truly. So I will try to not be a fangirl about it, but I hope you guys are all fangirls about it. Yes, even the guys in the days. I don't care who you are. You need to fangirl about this episode because this one has been one that accidentally fell into my lap, but one that I don't think I could have even schemed up on my own. But I'll give more context later. Let me introduce y'all to today's guest, Amy Russell.
Hi.
Welcome,
Thanks for having me.
Of course, thank you for being here and speaking to little old me. So I don't want to, speak for you. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do and why today is so special.
So this is funny because I am still little old me, but little old me is currently Bowling for Soup's touring photographer. So I'm literally on tour with the guys at the moment. We are in Glasgow in Scotland. Literally in the middle of a massive UK tour. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. I take photos of your favorite pop punk band, Bowling for Soup.
And Bowling for Soup, for the uninitiated, you 100% know who they are. You've heard them before. You've heard 1985 on the radio. You've heard the theme song to Phineas and Ferb. You know who Bowling for Soup is. And so the fact that you ended up in this position is also kind of a really cool story. But before we get into it, tell us a little bit about the song we just listened to, just so we can start to get a glimpse into your personality too.
I mean, it's a bit of a cheat one, but you kind of have to start with my all-time favorite Bowling for Soup song, which is called The Star Song. Not many people know it that well. It was kind of released. They did like a re-release of Drunk Enough to Dance, and it was like a bonus track on there. And Jarrett will tell you it's like one of the first kind of songs he really wrote that kind of touched on mental health as well. And I would have heard that when I was like 13, and obviously there's just hormones absolutely freaking everywhere. I was like, this song is me. This is my life. Like, it's like this kid at school who's just getting bullied, and it's a song that absolutely means the world to me. I got a lot of really special memories around Bowling for Soup and seeing them like when I was 13 years old, and that song. And yeah, the guys know it. Jarrett knows it. First time they played it, they're playing it on this tour. Spoiler alert. They played it at Marquee on the first night, and he looked over at me and like sung a little bit over at me. And I spoke to him about it afterwards, and I was like, "You trying to make me cry?" He's like, "Yeah, I was trying to make you cry."
There was a mission here.
You got me.
That is awesome. Yeah. I love whenever we get to listen to some deep cuts and figure out that there is even a deeper meaning behind the deep cuts. That's genuinely, I think, one of my favorite things to do on the podcast is steal people's favorite songs, because now they're going to be my favorite songs. But yes, tell us about how you ended up here, because I only got the spark notes for your story, so I'd love to know more.
I mean, it's a weird one. So my partner, or my fiance, is he is their UK tour merchandise manager, which is a job he's had since just after the pandemic. And then what happened is progressively over the last like 3 years, their tours in the UK have just like grown massively. So there had been a tour where I'd kind of come out and I'd met the guys and they sort of knew who I was. And then for the February 2025 tour, we were talking about me going out and helping out with the merch because the scale of it was so big. And they kind of knew me. There was room on the bus and it all kind of worked out. So I went out and did that with them. And then at the time I was like trying to kind of find my way within photography and like live music photography. So I took my camera along, and then on any shows where we had what we call concessions, which is where the venue sell the merch for you. So it kind of meant during the actual physical show, I was available. And yeah, the guys were kind enough to just be like, yeah, of course, like run around and, you know, shoot a shot, quite literally. And I did. And it was literally off of the back of that. Like Jarrett just saw a few of the photos, and he, you know, they've obviously toured with me, and they know that I am not too much of a nightmare to tour with. So yeah, it kind of went from there. Jarrett was like, do you wanna kind of do this some more with us? So here I am.
You are quite literally living the dream for so many people. And yours truly included, honestly. For anyone who doesn't know, anyone that's not been listening to the show, I started dabbling in concert photography about 3 years ago now, in 2023, just for fun. My friend had a friend who had a digital music publication. You've met her before. Her name is Abby. She's been a guest on the show. And they, I think, had a show coming up in North Carolina that no one was covering, but that they had reached out to their email. And I was like, oh, I know that band. Could I, like, you know, do the thing? And she was like, yeah, sure. Her friend that was running the publication at the time liked my work, brought me on. And I didn't grow up going to concerts. I either couldn't afford it, or I don't know if you can tell by all the colors in my hair, listened to music that was more alternative than my friends listened to. But this was my gateway into finally getting to go to concerts, but also getting to try my hand at a hobby that I've had all of my life, of photography. Granted, I used to take photos of butterflies and cool train tracks at the sunset. So it was a little bit out of my sign of expertise, or area of expertise rather. But the rest is history. And so, funny enough, Bowling for Soup is a band that I've been kind of chasing for a few years. Anytime that they're in town, there's either a hurricane or a snowstorm, or they're like, you know, a 3-hour drive and there's construction and I can't get there and I have work. Like, it's never worked out. And so this year, I reached out, and that's how I got connected with Amy here, actually. So hearing the story of like, oh, I knew somebody and now this is my life, I'm like, oh, it is possible. And that's gotta feel so cool looking back, right? Or do you think you're kind of just like used to it now? You're like, cool.
Oh God, no, I still, and I openly admit this to literally everyone, like I still on tour there will be nights where I'll just sit in my bunk and have a silent little cry, because I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening. Still can't believe it's happening. Yeah, it's amazing. I will never take it for granted.
That is such a good attitude to have.
I do. It's going to sound awful, but it is kind of one of those things. It is, you know, anyone can kind of do what I do. A lot of it, and especially with touring, it obviously comes down to you as a person, how well you tour and how well you get on with the people you tour with. So a lot of it is, for some reason, they seem to enjoy having a 5-foot English idiot around with them.
I think that is the greatest selling points I've ever heard. That's exactly who I want in my circle.
They like to make fun of my accent, and I think it pisses them off that I can sit upright in my bunk. But
no, that's, I think, another great part. You know, you don't take up a lot of the extra space. Like, it's actually very convenient to be able to have someone like you around.
Take that. You say that though. No, they would argue against that. Photographers are a nightmare. That like my physical being doesn't take up much space, but everything that I require explodes everywhere regularly.
But with the work you do, I think it's worth it. For anyone that hasn't looked at Amy's photos, you can see them, of course, on the Bowling for Soup page and on Amy's own pages. I think you have such a cool style, which is very indicative of the you that we're seeing. If you are watching the video feed, if you're listening, you are missing out. But you should go check out, I'll obviously link all this stuff in the descriptions box. But your style has a lot of contrast and a lot of color and a lot of movement, which is one of the hardest things to nail as a photographer. Some people, especially now, the new trend is like to catch a little bit of the blurry photos, which do look so cool. And I think you balance well freezing action and then catching a little bit of motion blur, which is, you know, not to get any sort of overtly technical, but I do kind of want to know about your style and also how you got into photography in the first place.
Oh, I think it must be similar. I'm so sorry if that's pinging through. I don't know how to turn it off. I still don't know what I'm doing half the time. So I think possibly like you, like photography's just been kind of in my life my whole life. Like my granddad was a photographer. Like I've always, as a like teenager, I was one of those. I mean, I don't know if it was so much for photography purposes or if because, you know, like I thought I was like cool, like Lydia Dietz mysterious because I always had a camera with me. So it's just kind of always been there. And then like we travel a fair bit and stuff, and I've always had a love affair with like street photography. So that's kind of, I think, where a lot of that style comes from, is trying to capture candid moments, trying to capture them as discreetly as humanly possible. But my style is, I think, purely just based on how I feel visually best portrays Bowling for Soup. And I think because my career kind of essentially just kind of started with them and has ran with them, that's become my like style, air quotes, so to speak. And it's very much just like it's color, it's moments, it's very, I try and keep it very clean and just happy and clean. And Bowling for Soup, like if anyone has ever been to a Bowling for Soup show, they will know that probably about 80% of that show is them telling jokes and being silly. And so like it's quite, I always want to kind of reflect that and capture that, like just that a Bowling for Soup show is freaking fun. So that's,
I've heard that it's described as an experience rather than a concert.
yeah, that's absolutely perfect.
And it is something that you definitely get to feel through your photos. I feel like it's interesting to hear you describe your style, you know, as like bright and happy and clean. Most people think of a rock show and you think, you know, grungy, you think, you know, you're getting into it, you think you're gonna go fight somebody in the pit, but your style does capture that. Like all of your photos are so bright and so fun, and you know, you do get to live vicariously through it, right? Like you do get to see the story in photos.
Yeah, that's obviously a huge compliment, because that's exactly, as you probably know as a photographer, that's exactly what you're trying to do, is literally create a story through photos. And it does help, like especially on the UK one, we've got a lighting team and everyone here, like the entire production team here in the UK is absolutely phenomenal at what they do. And so arguably it makes my job 10 times freaking easier. It just, and in that respect, keeps everything like coherent, is that the right word?
Cohesive.
Or consistent? Cohesive,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's great. Like my color palette, it just means my editing time is quite minimal. Thanks, guys.
Which is something we all dream of. So this has been, I mean, this tour specifically has been going on for, I think, like a year or two, right? I want to say
the Bowl My Bones tour. So we did the first part in Australia in May. So it's been kind of like in the making for about a year. I think it was announced a while ago, because it's huge. Like it's a co-headline with Frank Turner and the Sleeping Souls, which I think that took me the entire of the Australia tour to get over fangirling every time Frank Turner walked into a room.
So even someone as storied as you, who's been in this space directly in with the band, it still feels that.
I'd still turn around and be like, oh, it's Frank Turner.
Casually.
Yeah. I mean, we've got American Hi-Fi on this run as well. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're in the UK. A lot of fans in the UK would probably be familiar with them. Like, they toured with Soup in 2005. And again, just chatting with them the other night, I was just like, this is, if teenage me had any idea,
any inkling of what was to come.
it's mad. I mean, yeah, you guys still get that as well. The people you meet and the people you connect with in this life are, yeah.
Oh, always.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It really is. I think one of the coolest things is this part of it. Like, I love doing photography. It's really awesome to be standing side stage and the artist is standing beside you, just like small talk before going up. And that's like a feeling that you never get over, because it's like, we're not supposed to be talking right now. That's so fun. But actually getting to do interviews, I think, is even crazier, because does two things. It, on one half, normalizes the experience, and it's like, oh my god, I'm talking to like one of the coolest photographers in the scene right now. But at the same time, it's like, oh my god, she's just like me.
But that's always my thing when anyone kind of reaches out or asks me anything. I'm like, I only got here because of other incredible photographers like in the industry who took the time to give me pointers and like just was so patient when I had probably the most dumb questions in the world looking back. Like, yeah, so
Right.
I'm just some kid from like the east coast of England.
And yet now you're an integral part of, you know, the touring company of, again, one of the biggest rock bands on the planet.
Amazing.
But I do kind of want to ask, kind of bouncing off of that, you mentioned, you know, if you could tell your teenage self, like, she would not believe it, right? So I kind of want to know, like, what is something you could or would say to her just to make sure that you ended up on this path later in life, you know? I feel like you said it a little bit earlier, you literally had to shoot your shot, but, you know, to get there.
I mean, yeah, that was something people always said to me, like, kind of growing up was, yeah, it was always kind of, if you don't know, if you don't ask, you don't know. And just that, like, if it's something you want to do, like, don't. I held myself back a lot in life because I was always like embarrassed, or always like it's not going to be good enough. And it doesn't matter if it's not good enough, it's just not good enough yet. And if you just put yourself out there to the right people, then they can say to you, okay, so maybe this isn't there yet, but this is what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And just realizing that, like, there are, like, most people, especially within this industry, just want to help each other out because everyone had to start nowhere, and especially like with photography because it's freaking expensive.
Oh yeah.
So everyone has done that. Everyone has just been that broke ass person who's like, this little box is gonna bring home the bacon one day,
right?
And so, it's so rare to break into it that, yeah, I think anyone that has done it is, yeah, super happy. So it's always just ask the questions. Just ask the freaking questions.
Definitely. It's the only way genuinely to get through it all. And especially, like you said, there's a part of you that's always like, there's the self-doubt, like, am I good enough? But also, I think you kind of said it, like, I don't know, you kind of just have to get rid of the part of you that feels cringe. You have to be a little bit out there in order to do anything, I think, in any creative field. Even if you want to do it as like the most pristine and preppy person ever, like, you have to be willing to perform, I guess, in your own right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's like, I think in that respect, like, before, like, that's a really good way of looking at it. Because the other thing is, like, there's almost, as kind of disgusting as it sounds, you're almost going to have to brand yourself a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to not only make yourself stand out with the work that you do, you kind of have to stand out somehow as a person and kind of make yourself like memorable and create brand whoever you are on social media, because that's what social media responds to.
Oh, yeah.
Because it doesn't give a crap about like how beautiful this photo is. No one cares. Oh, here's me and my cat.
No, you're so right.
Yeah, creating a brand is like a really disgustingly super important thing to do.
People really do need to understand the importance, I think, of the gimmick. Would you say that you have one? What would you say is your kind of like hook? Like, what is your like signature, like, it's me and here's the thing I did?
In terms of like photos or like how I brand myself? I'm so sorry.
Both.
So, okay. So I don't know. Mine kind of becomes an ongoing bit of a joke of basically, here's a picture I took of the floor. Every tour there is so many photos I accidentally take of the floor, but it's honestly like the way like I just kind of make myself identifiable is I can never change my hair color.
Oh yes.
That's your look, right? And it's my stature, like, and it's always been my stature. Like, I was a hairdresser for 15 years. I used to work as like an international educator, so I used to travel the world and like teach people how to cut hair. And it was always kind of my thing was like, I'm small and cute. No.
You see small and cute. Yeah. Now get to know me.
Yes. Yeah, so I think that's kind of my thing.
I think it's a good balance of the both. It's a cool little combination, I think. You pull the old switcheroo on people.
I do, yeah. I'm adorable, but don't mess with me.
I think that's the perfect way to sum up. That's actually going to be the title of this episode. We are reaching our halfway point, so I wanted to ask you, what is another song you could throw our way as we continue to get to know the person behind the camera?
Okay, so for absolutely no real reason at all, I have been obsessed with the song by Mischief, Brew, Roll Me Through the Gates of Hell. I'd never actually heard of the band until a couple of years ago, and like it just kind of popped up. It just came through on like as a suggested song sort of thing. And I was like, well, this is great. And then I since discovered that they don't really tour or anything anymore. So natural heartbreak. But just like, there's honestly no real reason I love it apart from it's just really freaking catchy. And it's just a really like, I will stick it on full blast when I'm working sometimes because it's just my little powerhouse song.
All right. Well, without further ado, here is that. We'll meet y'all back here in a few minutes. And now, I had mentioned 1985 and the Phineas and Ferb theme song by Bowling for Soup. And I won't make y'all listen to the Phineas and Ferb theme song, okay? But I will, however, be playing 1985 for y'all on the off chance that there's any of you that haven't heard it yet, but also because I genuinely think it really is a good song. I know it's one of their biggest, if not the biggest song that they have, but I like it a lot. It makes me think of We Didn't Start the Fire by Bon Jovi, is it? Question mark? Oh man, I hope that's right. Oh wait, no, it's Billy Joel, right? We Didn't Start the Fire. But in any case, it's, yeah, Billy Joel. It's a time capsule of a song, and I wish more people did these. Kind of like Fall Out Boy did their cover of We Didn't Start the Fire. But anyway, here's... All right, and we are back. You're still listening to Podcast with a K, Carla with a K, WECS 90.1 FM, whatever platform you're listening to on, and we are here with Amy Russell, who, if you haven't been listening, or if you stopped paying attention, or if you just put us on in the background while you decided to bake a Dubai chocolate cake for some reason, is the touring photographer for Bowling for Soup. We've been talking about, you know, how you got here, your style, your vibe, and just genuinely how cool you are. But I want to know also, where is somewhere that you get your own inspiration from in, you know, your career?
Oh, everywhere.
Everywhere's a good answer.
Where is my inspiration? Again, like this is where I have a lot of conflict with social media because it's quite hard to sort of filter in what I want to see a lot of the time. But generally I kind of do, and this sounds terrible, but I'll kind of, because I'm not going to pretend I know what I'm going to shoot every night. Like there's some, like, you try and structure your night, like you know what your status is going to be, and you know, like, I've shot this song from the crowd this night, so I'm going to shoot this from stage this night, and like constantly trying to mix everything up and just find a way to make things a little bit more aesthetically pleasing is always really hard. So I have a few kind of like my go-to people. I will just kind of go like, I'm just going to go on their profile and just kind of just have a little look, and then I just kind of get this little, literally, yeah, that is it. Like I go there for inspiration. So my absolute favorite top go-to is Gav Front Row. So I think that's his Instagram handle. So he currently shoots for Less Than Jake, and he has shot for Bowling for Soup before. Possibly one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life, let alone the industry. But he's got like such a wonderful way of capturing bands, like, and especially like Less Than Jake. He's got that absolute knack of just like, I really enjoy looking at it because he's the one that kind of like, I look at that and it takes me away from sometimes just trying to get that photo that's so perfectly like aligned and stuff, and I'll look at his and it would just be this really jarring angle. I'm like, oh, that can work, like, and it helps push me towards that. So there's also Offspring's photographer at the moment is Federica Fratelli. I'm so sorry if I've mispronounced that. But again, phenomenal. She's got that really beautiful, she's got a very clean style, and like, yeah, she's shooting the freaking Offspring
Right.
in these massive arenas and stuff. So I find her as incredibly inspiring, and just like how to get those like wider shots and how to really kind of, and like, and especially with us on this UK tour because it is so freaking big, like capturing that large scale kind of thing. So yeah, I could go on, but yeah.
No, that's cool. And especially like you said, there's really cool contrast whenever you see, for example, a very clean style photographer with a really like, I guess heavier, more like aggressive rock style band. And then on the flip side of that, like you said, the jarring angles, like the more creative take on a band like Less Than Jake. Like I think that's so awesome to see because it does give you the full rounded experience, I think, again, in one shot.
It's that, yeah. I'm always too scared to kind of go out and do something bold, and that's why it's kind of like step out of it, have a moment in the internet, swim around, and then like just shoot your shot.
Literally. Do you think you've taken the shot yet? Is there like one picture you've taken that you are like, this is the end all be all, and this is the one that you kind of like look back to within your own set?
So not last night, we had a day off last night. Where were we? So Lincoln. We were in Lincoln 2 nights ago, and I think I did it.
No way. Do tell.
I keep going back to it. I'm like, God damn it. So there it is. And I was so happy because it was like a semi-deliberate moment. We've got like sparks. And I wanted to capture kind of Rob side on because he holds his bass up in front of him. So I kind of wanted to get that with the sparks coming through like behind it. Mm-hmm. And just happened to get exactly that. But at the top of it, like it's when the sparkler's almost kind of dying out. So like they're so they kind of go, I can't, how do I do this, explain this? Like they're kind of like a little star around it. Yeah. They literally
like little like starbursts.
It's like there's a freaking Christmas tree topper on the top of his base and it just explodes up the top of his base, and it was just one of those moments. And I looked at the shot and I was like, oh, I'm so happy with this. And we've got a videographer out with us at the moment, Ray Q. He's Irish, I don't know how you say it. But he's the photographer when we're on the UK tours. He's incredible. And I was like, oh, Ray, like, look at this. What do you think of this? And I absolutely adore him for this because he knows I am like still quite new to this. And I'm always saying I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. And I'm always asking for like guidance, advice, like just like I'm a sponge right now. And he comes right over and he's like, oh, should we just like, and he just like crops it right in for me. And it was just that like absolute defining moment. So I shot it, Ray edited it into perfection for me.
That is amazing. Dude, and the fact that we get to live through that right now with you because it just happened.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Because my next question was going to be like, is there a shot you're chasing? But you kind of answered the 2 in 1, which is amazing.
There's still a couple. I'm like, there's a couple of things I want to get that I'm like, I haven't quite nailed yet.
Yeah,
but we'll get there. It'll happen
eventually.
Like shows or something.
Right. Okay, and these are just side note questions that I've been thinking of as we've been talking, because y'all are coming to the US next, I believe.
Yes.
So my question is, do you find there's a difference between international audiences? Because you have a really cool experience in that you get to see audiences across the world, right? Like we all kind of live what it's like to see our own shows. So I'm based out of North Carolina. I usually get like smaller shows that have a hometown feel. I love it because I get to see really big bands in really small venues, so it feels like we're all, you know, a foot away from each other, which is amazing. But you get to see this across the world.
It is amazing, and it is definitely, I find it amazing to see, but I also just find like, I'm like, I just kind of want to tap into the what and the why, like, because they are so big in the UK. It's obscene, like castles. We're playing in frickin' castles with like 10,000 people or something stupid.
Crazy.
It's just, which is amazing, obviously, going from seeing them when I was a kid, like in the smaller venues in the UK. But even those were like, decent sized venues. And then like some of the shows in Australia were like these little club shows, and it was incredible, because it does just feel like, exactly like you say, it just feels like you're like a little local community show. And I think the one thing that I find is always consistent is that Bowl of the Soup fans are just the best human beings in the world, no matter what country you're in. Like 10 on 10 human beings, can't fault them. I think there's just more of them over
I believe
here.
it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, they have, if anyone is a fan and isn't on there, on the Facebook, they've got the Bowling for Super fan page, and that thing is huge. Like, and those guys are amazing. They're organizing meetups before the shows here, so fans can come down and have a drink together. Anyone that wants to go to the show but doesn't have anyone to go with can go down to the meetup, meet some people, and go to the show with them. And I think things like that are the big difference in the shows themselves, is the community around them, I guess, over here, just because it is so much bigger. Whereas, but that could possibly just be because I live here and I'm in it a bit better and know it a bit better. But
sure, you've got the familiarity with that.
Yeah, it's still an amazing experience seeing them on the tiny, like in the little places, and they still just, their show is still consistently phenomenal, and their show is still great. Like, obviously, I'm going to say that I'm massively biased.
Yes and no, I think, because like I said, because you get to see so much, I feel like you do have one of the most, even though you are in the thick of it, you do have like one of the coolest, like, kind of bird's eye perspectives of this, because, you know, you get to shoot the band, you hate to hang out with the band, but you also, I think, as the photographer, kind of get the feeling of what it's like to be the crowd, because that's who you're trying to create for.
Yes. I'm like, God, this is so, I genuinely had never really looked at it that way. And that is actually a really beautiful way of looking at it. And yet, no, you are absolutely right. I mean, obviously, like, for me as a fan, I'd say it's freaking great, because I do get to see the show every night. And I've had people comment before, they're just laughing at me, because they're like, you are just there, you're just doing your job, and you're just running around, and you're just singing along to every single word, and you're just having the time of your friggin' life.
And then you get to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, it's that. I'm like, will you ever get bored of this? I'm like, I've been seeing this band for, where are we at, like 24 years?
Something like that.
I still get excited every time that intro music starts. Like, every fiber in my being gets excited.
Oh, of course.
And I'm genuinely getting emotional thinking about it. I'm like, oh, good Lord.
But I think that's the mark of a time well spent. I've heard that the worst part of touring is the actual act of touring. Like, everything else everyone says is great, but the actual, like, you have to travel, you have to have crazy schedules, like, that's actually genuinely the worst part. Everything else is a dream. Yes. Would you say that that's real?
Okay, so fine example. I'm sorry, I'm being dive bombed by a moth.
Is that a part of touring, getting dive bombed by moths?
So we're at a smaller venue today. Originally, like, our bus should have been parked here. So because I'm with my partner here and we had a day off yesterday, we treated ourselves. We're like, we'll get a hotel, like, we'll have a really nice evening, and then we'll get up and we'll make our way over to the venue and everything will be hunky-dory. And then at like 9:45, like, we get woken up by people phoning us like, the bus is leaving, the bus isn't at the venue. Oh, no. And I'm like, oh, my cameras are on there. Like, I need those. So we're like laying in bed and just, I'm like, we can't get to where the bus is in time to go and organize anything. And then obviously I was hoping to be able to do this interview on the bus. Fortunately, I found a random bar in the back of the venue, which is where I'm currently hiding.
Outstanding.
It's just one of those, and it was just, the group chat was just a stream of chaos. Like, poor videographer, it's like, I think he'd set his alarm for 10 to like slowly get out of bed, and he's like, the bus has stopped and parked. He's like, yeah, this is great. And then he was like, all of a sudden I'm moving again. So he was just like, oh, I don't even know where I'm going. But it's just one of those things. Everyone coordinates, everyone pulls together. Like, another member of the crew, absolute hero, was just like, right, who needs what, and just like sends a photo, and he's like, I've got all of these cases, I've pulled off the bus, anybody need anything else? it's that, like, stuff goes wrong, stuff happens. You shower in venues that are never particularly glamorous, but yeah, it's hard work. You sweat a lot, your feet hurt. I've got an ankle brace, I've got a wrist brace. I'm probably about 2 shows away from a back brace at this point.
It's a lot of patching yourself together.
But you're all in it together. So, like, no matter how shit it gets, no matter how bad a day you could be having, you are with a team of people that absolutely, completely understand it and have always got your back. And it will somehow then turn into the best day ever.
That's dope.
That's story.
I do want to know now. I'm curious. After this many years, you've got to have a lot of stories you can't tell. But what do you think is your favorite story that you can share?
Oh, my brain just died. Okay, I will share. Well, this is arguably one of Rob's favorite stories, which I will share with you. And he was absolutely cracking me up because he was telling this again to someone else the other night. So we're on the bus, and like you have what we call it bunk alley, where your bunks are. Mm-hmm. And it is like, it's just whenever you're in bunk alley, no matter what time of day you are, you don't talk, you are quiet. Like, you kind of snoop around. You never know like who's in there having a little nap sort of thing. And it was in the morning. I'm sort of like just moving around and getting my stuff together, and Rob's bunk is directly above mine. So mine's on the bottom and he's just above me. So I'm literally about to bend down into my bunk to get something. And as I do, I like to know this. So Rob's thing is when he wakes up, apparently he's just like, I'm up. Like, there's no gentleness about it. He's up.
Right.
So I am not even exaggerating, ripped his curtain across, and I'm just there. And obviously I'm like, must be silent. And I'm sorry because you're gonna need the video, but I just hand on my chest and I just went and just stood there for a minute. And
deer in headlights.
Face to face with each other. Just at the end of his bunk, and he's just like just trying not to laugh out loud, and I'm trying not to have a freaking heart attack in complete silence. So it was quite an enjoyable moment. But yeah, that's my fun tour.
That is genuinely so funny.
So yeah, Rob scaring the life out of me is it's a life highlight right there for you.
Definitely. And I don't think that's to be taken lightly. Like, it genuinely feels like you enter a different world. It's cold and it's quiet and it's dark. So anything.
It's right. People, once you're going to get used to it, you love your bunk because it's your little enclosed space and it's pitch black, cozy and cold. And I have a little blanket on the bus because I am a princess.
No, but you know what? Like you said, it's like a balanced level of being a diva. Like, there's some things that you need so that you can be like the chill person that everyone loves.
Exactly. Yeah. No, well, my argument is I'm English and we don't have aircon, which is been terrible for everyone at the moment. But I'm always cold. It's just cold air.
Right. Is this supposed to feel like that?
I don't know how you do it. I just shrivel up when I go on tour.
No, I will say that is definitely, I think, one of the things that I take for granted here. I'll be talking to my family lives in Mexico, and it's one of the funniest things to be talking about. Like, oh yeah, it's summer, but I walked into the grocery store the other day and I was wearing shorts and I almost just like froze as soon as I walked in, and everyone's like, oh, that's right, air conditioning, and I'm like, oh, that's right, y'all don't have air conditioning.
You don't have that. We don't have that issue.
If people have air conditioning over there, it's either you're that bougie or you have that much money. Everyone else just kind of gets used to living without air conditioning. My worst one is the flip side of that, heat. I could not survive the winter without heat. Everyone there's like, oh, just put on a sweater. And I'm like, I'm wearing 3.
Yeah, and then you're like, I can't really move or do anything.
I would rather not be an abominable snowman.
I'm 100% with you on that one.
So, back to getting on track though. You've been with Bowling Pursuit for, a million years at this point. Is there stuff you still look forward to other than, the intro music and the general experience of being as a fan? Especially like, getting to do international tours like this, I think is really cool. But what is it that you personally look forward to whenever you get opportunities like this?
Oh God. It's honestly like every time you're about to start a tour again, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stoked to go see all my friends again.
Yeah.
It's like that whole crew. I'm like, I just can't wait to see these people again, and just we get to get on that bus. And I always say, like, I say to my parents, I'm like, it's just like really, really fancy camping.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like an extended summer camp experience, but as an adult.
Yeah, right. And you kind of pack, like, I know exactly what goes onto the bus, and I'm like, oh, I get my bunk ready, and the whole thing really genuinely just excites me. But honestly, it's like 90% of the people.
Yeah, and you've been saying like the people are kind of what feels like home, and you guys all mesh so well. And a big part of touring with somebody, honestly, working in any sort of travel capacity with somebody, is just being the right fit as a person, and being a good person in general.
I mean, that helps.
What would you say is the most important trait that you need in that space?
I'm so sorry. Frank Turner is currently sound checking, and I don't know if you can hear me okay, but
we can hear you.
A little bit closer to hear you. Sorry to everyone, you get my face.
No, you're good. We're secretly just trying to get a little sneak peek of the show.
I can take you in there if you want. It would be chaos.
I mean, we might get copy striked. Maybe not.
I mean, you got up to 30 seconds, unless he plays Happy Birthday, then...
Why are they so aggressive about Happy Birthday? Of all the songs out there, why is that the one?
I'm so sorry. I genuinely have forgotten what you asked me.
Oh yes. You said the things to look forward to. Working in travel capacity with tour. What is like the most important trait that you need to be the right fit for that type of space?
I mean, it's exactly what you said earlier. Don't be an asshole.
Genuinely.
But I mean, just being self-aware of your space and your use of the space around you, I would possibly argue is one of the most important things. Like those buses, like in the UK, the buses hold 16 people. It's a lot of bodies. You got a couple of lounges, and they're great, and they're always comfortable and roomy. But don't leave on a chair because
somebody needs to sit there.
So it's just that more than anything. Yeah, because I mean, no one cares if you fart or like, everyone farts, everyone poops. Like everyone, like this is all gonna happen. We're fine with that. But yeah, don't. Yeah, we're fine with that. But yeah, don't. And actually, don't poop on the bus. Is in that respect. Touring one. Don't poop on the bus.
I think that's been my the funniest thing I've ever noticed is there's always some form of printed sign that just as a reminder. Rule number 1 is always that.
Just nothing. There's no tissue, no nothing. Don't put anything in the toilet apart from wee. You have to learn to do it while the bus is in motion. And I can tell you, some of these toilets are high. So my feet don't touch the floor. There are times where I'm just riding on a bus, like
just swinging around, holding on for dear life,
not to fall off of the toilet. That's fun.
Touring is not as glamorous as it sounds, but man, the experiences that you get.
Yeah, the memories will last your lifetime.
Oh, 100%. As our time does begin to draw to a close, though, obviously I want to thank you so much for having spoken with us, giving us a little bit of an insight of what your day-to-day looks like, and also just what it's like to, find this level of success in a career just from being just a fan.
No, it's been great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been really fun.
Of course.
It's been a nice break, like sitting and editing for an hour. So thanks.
Yes, and now you get to be in the spotlight. your hour of fame. The 15 minutes got extended.
That's enough for me. I'll do it. I'll get that done. I've done for like 10 years. I'm good.
Let's add a little bit of more time to those 10 years. Do you have any closing remarks, statements, advice, anything you'd like to say to our dear listeners?
Oh God. No, just be good people. Like, honestly, that's the world in general. Just be kind, be good people. I never take for granted where I am and where I've got, and I don't. I really appreciate this, and I really appreciate this conversation. But like, I have no hierarchy over anyone in the friggin' industry. I'm not better than anyone. I just got freaking lucky. Like, I just happened to know the right people at the right time, and like the worlds just collided in the right way for me. Like, don't So yeah, I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. But yeah, just
Of
look
course.
after each other.
I think honestly that's the best advice. Be good people might be the best advice, and the rest of it is luck. Hard work, but a little bit of luck helps.
You get the luck kind of puts you in the right place, and then you're like, oh crap, this is a lot of work.
Luck gets you there. You got to work to stay there.
Yes. Oh my god, yes, that's the best way of putting it.
Well, once again, Amy, thank you so much. I hope we get to see you stateside so very soon.
So fingers crossed.
Yes. Would you like to introduce our outro song? Of course.
Okay, so this is my partner absolutely loves this, because anytime I get a little bit too drunk and decide I want to go and befriend whoever is playing music, this is my go-to drunk song. Not just because I'm drunk, I don't know why. It just happens to be my go-to drunk song. It's "The Kids Aren't Alright" by the Offspring.
Ooh.
So if you are not screaming along to it or dancing around in a drunken circle, then you're doing it wrong, quite frankly.
I think that is the perfect wrap up to today's show. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you guys for listening. You've been hearing Podcast with a K, and I'm your host, Karla with a K, signing off. I now return you to whatever it is you were listening to before this on your preferred listening platform or WECS 90.1 FM. Stay tuned for future episodes. Check out everything Amy's got for us in the descriptions box down below on the side, wherever it is they put it. They change it every day. And we will see you next week with new nonsense and new guests. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you in the future.